Let's talk to Krish Mohan from IT Profound. And Krish, thank you so much for coming to Chicago. And it's a great thought, very informative session. Please tell our viewers a little bit about, what the main purpose of this entire his trip and then your goal behind organizing these events.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. As Naveenji was saying about we all belong to planet Earth, that means we comprise of 5 elements. One of the element is space. That means we create our own space, either in US or America or who you are and all. But besides what your space that you're building in, your most one responsibility is you think of yourself, as we are all very selfish, right? I, me, myself. Now you talk about how I'm responsible for my own living. That means creating a good environment around me.
Right.
If I'm causing more wasteful to the planet Earth, or I'm causing most dangerous things to planet Earth, so what is my role in it? That's exactly the whole concept of it. So our swadharma is like ourself.
Right.
So how much water you're consuming, how much planets, say trees, that plants that you're putting on, and what kind of house that you're building on. This is where we start off. At home, you start doing a green living. That's the whole idea. We Indians, wherever we are very powerful with our own thoughts because we believe in Dharma, but we're not practicing it. So Mr. Naveen is he's into policy making and working with sustainable units. As an IT company, I felt like as I help so many governments, local governments and all, and also property owners with our hospitality products, I felt like maybe I can give them some free emission control systems where they can verify what kind of emissions that you have. For example, if I stay in a hotel, I wouldn't know what kind of oxygen that I have around me, what kind of poisonous gases around me, because they're always closed. Nobody knows for that matter, right? That's where I felt like maybe these hotel owners can have a small device that can say what your oxygen levels are. If I'm a guest staying in a hotel, I can check in my app. That's where Naveen was influencing me. As an IT company, you are into so much community activities. Why don't you guys do that? So that's where I started thinking about a year ago, and we started inculcating into within our process.
Right.
So today, this is the same thing that we want to bring it to Chicago, where a lot of us are involved in many different organizations, where his talk can make them aware that individually they can start change.
Right. So not in terms of the entire community or state or government. So you're talking about how an individual person can actually do something, even though it's a little bit, but that is going to contribute toward a bigger cause.
Exactly. For example, you start buying Tesla or any electric car, because you see that you're adding a value to environment, but on a flip side, lot of lithium extraction is happening. Well, reduce the car. You don't have to buy many cars. You might already have a spare car and one Tesla car. So instead, just have one car. Use it minimum. That's how you want to start off, right? And same with the solar energy. So you put the solar energy, but the solar you're not consuming directly. It still goes to grid, and the grid is coming back. So instead, reduce the electric consumption at home.
Right.
Have a natural lights, have natural air.
Minimal use.
That's exactly. You live in a little green plants around you.
Right.
That's how your kids will start looking at.
Yes.
Reduce the plastic, that means have a porcelain plates used. Most of us think if you invite family friends, we use a paper plates because you don't have to clean the things,
dishes, right?
Instead, give them these plates. They feel very honored because you're treating them grand. You're not cleaning it, dishwasher is cleaning it, at least, right?
Right.
So this is where your self-awareness program starts off.
Absolutely. So, Krish, what next? These talks are going on. What is the key result, or what is the key goal that you have in your mind, say, a few years from down the line, along with speakers like him and more activities that you might have in pipeline? What is the end goal, and how far you think we have reached, or you have reached?
Well, in my opinion, in my company, at least in IT Profound, we have a very incentivized program in our company, like who can come back and say, we reduce this much of fuel, we reduce this much of power consumption, we reduce this much of power wastage, right? So we have some incentives for our employees.
Nice.
So we monitor their usage. It's all self though. Some people say, okay, I reduced my miles this much, but we have to believe. We have to believe they're saying, and that is how the consciousness starts kicking in. That's what my company, we're adopting those. So we reduce the work hours being in office, rather they can go home and spend time with the family, and they just connect as needed. So reducing the being at home or at office, be out in the nature, spend in a backyard. So that's exactly what we're doing.
Absolutely. So what you are saying is, if small things that you are thinking of adopting or already have adopted, it might be right now not in a big way, but are making changes to the bigger picture. And if every company, think towards doing something like that, we can all make a better earth for the current and future generation.
True.
And companies like IT Profound, again, setting an example for all of you who are watching us. You also can adopt some best practices so that we can all do our little bit to protect the environment and to make a better living earth or place or planet for our future generation. And again, thanks to you, Krish, and thanks for bringing this beautiful talk to Chicago. Any concluding remarks that you want to give?
Well, we want to create a community with all the Chicago Indians and all. We want to exchange our views. For example, people ask for okay, I'm on H1B, how can I do this? I'm about to get a green card, what can I do? Similarly, I bought a home, what can I sustain in my home? How do I reduce? For example, you don't want to buy too much of food and put it in a fridge because you need a cooling again to keep your food. Right. So you can always exchange that as a one common platform where Naveen Shetty or myself, we will be there. Some people, there are more than Naveen Shetty over there. So they can have a platform where they can share views. So that's exactly what we're planning to do.
How can people contact you or reach out to you, or anybody who has a question, how can they reach you?
So we are actually coming up with an initiative called Urban Architects. That means there will be green living, sustainable living, and any questions you have. So we are working on urbanarchitects.com. Or else itprofound.com, itprofound.com, and you'll see that sustainable thing. Again, this is not a marketing at all. Please be aware of that. This is something like how I'm responsible for myself, my family, my company is my family. Right. That's where my first step is. Right. Thank you.
Absolutely. Creating awareness, and you're more than welcome to contact people like Krish and make an impact yourself as well. This is Prachi Jetli along with Krish Mohan right here at India Hub, right after the informative talk by Naveen Sethi, the sustainability expert, and we just talked about the best practices. Again, this is Prachi Jetli. Thank you, Krish. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And we wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.